Today's sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Hoosier State, where Colts fans rise to their feet with the striking of the anvil as it is time for football here at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indy. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts. On the visitor sideline, Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Dolphins. These guys victorious a week ago, trying to make it 2 in a row here. On the other side, Colts head coach Shane Steichen. His guys ready to show out in front of the yard line just across the 25. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm. A return of just 2. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this could be true.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with career touchdown number 70. And the Colts are on the board first here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really.
Much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Taylor is going to take this one in for a Colts touchdown. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here this first quarter. He's got both of them.
Well, certainly setting himself up for a big game here. And I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way.
Scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have cut it back within a score. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there.
Than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 75 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Go in the first half. At the 5-yard line. Looking to throw. Richardson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Milestone for 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights.
They've got his man complete. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 49 yards. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they're fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And this is brought all the way back. Recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team, because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard. A nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Alec Pierce, 40 yards. And the Colts have taken a fourth-quarter lead. A late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to a go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect the lead, you must.
Throwing Tua. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. He's across midfield. Still on his feet. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what.
And that will not be ruled a fumble. 1st and 10, Taylor now. A nice little juke. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth. At this stage in the fourth, I thought they might work it down the field a little differently, but they put his run hold opens up, and he's gone.
Well, we might know the difference because you're thinking differently, meaning throwing the ball, right? I'm with you with that time on the clock. I thought the ball would be in the air on just about every play. And they came back and got him with a surprise because I think the defense was planning for that as well. That took some fortitude as a play caller. Give him high marks for.
Here's Tua. Wide open receiver complete. As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
First down, Dolphins.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got it at the 15. I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things.
So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. Now, and he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for two and go for the win. What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want...
Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Here's Richardson. Oh, what a heck of an effort there. As they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Now he's going to step up and run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And the Hoosier State will celebrate tonight as the Colts have won it. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Colts, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Miami, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.